Are your emails bouncing or failing SPF checks? That's likely missing PTR records. I'll show you exactly how to add them in Cloudflare. Most people don't realize that email deliverability isn't just about SPF and DKIM. Without a PTR record, that's a reverse DNS record, your outgoing mail can get blocked or land straight in spam folders. I've set up these records dozens of times, so I'll walk you through each step clearly. No confusion. First, we'll log into Cloudflare and select your domain. Then I'll walk you through DNS settings and adding the PTR records step by step. Let's jump in. All right, so let's open your Cloudflare account. Head over to cloudflare.com and log in. This will bring you to your dashboard where you can see all the domains you manage. If you don't have one yet, signing up is quick and free, but I'll assume you're already logged in here. Now click on the domain you want to work on. Just find it in the list and give it a click. This opens up the overview page for that specific domain. You'll see a bunch of options along the top. Go ahead and click on DNS. That's the tab labeled DNS. It's usually right in the middle of that top menu. This is where all your domain's records live. Once you're in the DNS section, click on Records. You'll see your existing DNS records here. Things like A records, CNAME records, MX records for mail, that sort of thing. Now we need to add a new one. Click the blue Add Record button. A row will appear where you can configure your new record. Now for the important part. On the Type dropdown, choose PTR. That's short for Pointer Record. Most dropdowns list things alphabetically, so just scroll down until you find PTR. It's not the most common record type, so don't worry if you have to hunt for it a little. Now, here's where it gets a bit specific. You need to enter the name and the domain name. The name field is where you put the IP address for the record, and it has to be written in reverse. So if your mail server's IP address is, say, 192.0.2.50, you'd enter it as 50.2.0.192. That's the reverse notation. And then in the domain name field, you put the host name that should map back to that IP, like mail.yourdomain.com. Let me pause on that for a second, because this is a common stumbling block. The whole point of a PTR record is to let receiving mail servers look up your IP address and confirm it matches the domain you're sending from. If they don't match, your email gets flagged. So double-check that the IP address in the name field is exactly the IP your mail server uses, written in reverse, and the domain name is the host name your mail server identifies as. Once you've entered those two fields, click Save. Cloudflare will process the record and it should appear in your list within a minute or so. Remember, DNS changes can take a little while to propagate worldwide, but in my experience, Cloudflare is usually pretty fast. And that's it. You've just added a PTR record to your Cloudflare domain. Now your emails have a much better chance of passing reverse DNS checks and landing in the inbox instead of the spam folder. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.